Smarty pants, what are you doing? I said, Mom, I don't run to reach, Mom. You know that about me, Mom. Right back. I gotta do one more thing real quick. Good morning. Or salutations and greetings, I say. Morning is never good. I guess mornings can be good. Okay, Stanley's back in the window room. Welcome to my tube. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath. I just like having these little talks on the way I feel about things, and I like sharing my experience and the hope that I have for a brighter future. I wanted to talk today about restraint, a little bit about emotional control. Emotional control is something that Mom used to press in my brain. She used to drive it in me because I was a tantrum thrower. I'd frickin' hold my breath and throw myself on the ground and kick and scream until I'd frickin' release, pass out, whatever, you know. Just get myself out of that vibrational frequency of insurmountable suck that was happening at the moment. So, and then once the energetic release would happen, it'd be like letting go, and then, you know, I get back to going and playing or whatever. I just got to get my yah-yahs out. I'm a peaceful being. I come in peace. How I leave is up to whoever is receiving me. Because I match energy. Be cool to me, I'll be cool to you. You know, don't be cool to me. Well, might be fun. Like I said, I'm a peaceful being. But I do like a good verbal banter. I'm a kind of a wordsmith. I like words. There's my dictionary back there. Ever since I was little, I always had trouble making friends in real life and stuff like that. So I made intangibles. My space fillers, and the dictionary and the thesaurus is another one that I spent a lot of time with. Music. Yeah. Nature. Nature is like probably my best friend because it teaches me the most lessons. Nature can be pretty brutal though, can be pretty ugly, can be pretty gross. I grew up watching on PBS. They had Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom, and well, amongst animals there are no like rules of engagement, things you can and can't do. And well, human beings are animals, and a lot of times you got people that can't control themselves that like to create a lot of rules, policies, and procedures to keep other people in their control while they go around and do whatever they want. The stuff that we're finding out that people are doing is really quite gross, which supports the storyline of my youth and, you know, in evidence of what I say here. And so I encourage people to keep sharing. I listened to Terry Crews this morning. I guess he did a talk show, and he talked about his account. And he's a big freaking dude. That's what I'm saying, man. I've been trying to impress upon people. The pervert, the dominator, the control freak, it ain't... The sex part is just a small proponent of what motivates in them and drives them to do what they do. And that is power, dominance, control. There will dudes that will do other dudes that, like, they're not getting any satisfaction. Like, you know, it's not like they love them. It's not a love thing. It's not an adoration thing. It's, you are my bitch. Right? That's the reality of it. And that dude is, but there's always somebody bigger than you out there. That's why it's so important to be cool to freaking everybody. I fail. Well, the things that I say, I'm not like, I speak in general terms, so I'm not like saying so-and-so, you're a fat, dumb, lazy. I'm not doing that. I talk about like the importance of fitness and taking care of yourself, because if you don't, the consequences are heart attack, diabetes, you know, bad knees, bad elbows, bad joints, poor circulation. You know, rot your teeth, poor diet, you know, all these consequences of just living that best life. And that's what you know, and people hear me and they hear whatever they hear. Oh, she's fat shaming, whatever, bullshit. And identify with what I'm saying. And then now I'm the asshole. But I don't know who I'm talking to out there. I have no idea. My channel is so small. Most of the time, I talk to myself. No, that's not true. I would probably say a quarter of the time. A fifth of the time. Maybe half. A lot of times I talk to myself. So, and I am adamant about letting people know what I am for and what I'm against. Because I don't want no lines to be blurred. I don't want people to think that, you know, I'm for money, property, and prestige and living that best life while the cracks of society get wired because I'm a selfish freaking a-hole. Like, you know, my stuff is my stuff and everybody else is all that stuff that is running the planet right now. So, restraint. When I was little, I thought it was important because I had terrible things happen to me, and I was this girl born with all this masculine energy in me, and I was like rough and tumble and ready to defend myself and anybody else who needed defending. And I've been like that ever since, even when people don't want me to defend them. You know, like, stay out of it, Marge. I'm like, okay, I will. Thanks for telling me, but I'm just going to say what they're doing is shit to you. You know, but take care of yourself. That's cool, too. You know, I just want to support. And so, because of the terrible things that happened to me when I was a little girl, I mean, I had all kinds of behaviors. You know, when I have bad dreams at night and go to sleep with mom or grandma or something like that, they'd freaking wake up with bruises on their legs because I'd kick and thrash. And on the playground, I had that hero complex. Because I was never a big woman, you know. I was always a tiny girl, rough and tumble, ready to match, though, you know. I always went around the playground, boys that picked on girls. Oh, you want to pick on a girl? Why don't you pick on me? And then, oh, we don't want to do that because you might pick back, you know. And then you learn who the frickin' predators are and all that stuff. The dominance, controller, everything you need to learn to know in life, you learn in frickin'. There's a book called that. Everything you need to learn in life, I learned in kindergarten. But I think it's true. Everything you need to know, you learned in kindergarten. All I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. My grandma had that book. I read that book when I was real young. So I tracked this. So I carried this. So when I see people, I see their like smaller version of themselves. You know, when they're younger, their inner child before they let themselves go. And that's what I try to appeal to, you know. But you got so many Nellie Olsons out there. So many, and Nellie Olson's mom, they call them Karens now. I saw a video of a lady last night where she was talking. This woman calls her and says, I want 120, or I want a cake tomorrow for 120 people. And the woman's like in bed. It's like 9 o'clock. It's like and she's like looking at the phone, and this lady's like, I have the money. Like, I have money so I can control you and make you do it. This is what this woman's attitude, and that's why I'm like, dude, that's how they always act. Now it's just more people have more money, so more people are acting like that, so more people are seen. I got off track. I digress. So when I was a little girl, and, you know, I wanted to be a boy. I was one of those. I want to be a boy. I don't want to be a girl. Girls are weak. You know, girls are smarter than boys only until high school. Then they pass them up. Which is complete horseshit. You know, I was such a young, impressionable, gullible young girl, you know. But the reasons why I wanted to be a boy, they weren't adult reasons. they were reasons surmised by the mind of a freaking 4 or 5 year old child. Like, I like playing outside so much, but I hated stopping to do what I was doing to go all the way back home to go to the bathroom because girls weren't supposed to pee in the woods, kind of thing. And then and so I was like, well, dude, if I was a boy, I could just pee in the woods. I wanted to be a boy because of all the cool shit that dudes got to do. They got to work on cars, so I'd go outside when they were working on cars, and I'd watch, and I'd pay attention, and I'd, and then when I'd go play mechanic. Then later I became mechanic in the Air Force. We all have our attractions, our desires, things that draw us to do, motivate us things in life, and my drive is to go out to help the community, while other people are more motivated by, I'm so freaking sick of writers and like these la people that freaking don't have practical skill. I just saw it on freaking Glassdoor. It's like, oh, the experience of a writer, and then of course it's two people on a ski slope all, wee, look at us. I said, people play too much. I am barely hanging on trying to freaking take care of my mom. And you guys are all, wee, like gentrifications happen because of freaking crap like this. And they're like, we're just living our best life. We don't do anything. We're not bothered. And it's just like more traffic, more bodies, more just, and I have no problem. Please come to Taos. Come to Cal. If you're willing to contribute. If you're willing to do something to make this area better than it was, than to put your shit down the toilet in the plumbing system. Anything. There's nonprofits there. Just, come here, maybe give $40 to one of the nonprofits here in town that are trying to do some good. Because there's so much fucking bad in this town, and it's such a small space. But I think in terms of other cities, we're not as bad off. Because, like, freaking big cities and shit, dude. Fuck. Supply chains. Good luck. I had a sponsor in recovery some years back, and she made so much. She's freaking rich, lives in Montana, has all the acreage, ATVs, Just all the benefits of, and she was a civilian. She started out working in the commissary, and then she ended up working for asshole generals and colonels and, dudes that just like have the mentality of 12-year-old guys going, I want to throwing little fucking bitch tantrums. They still do it, in their 50s and 60s, and because they're so powerful and they have to control and dominate everything about them to the point of fucking killing mass people in places we have no business doing, and then tricking the American people into having fucking shit like parades for crap like that and stuff like that. It's really kind of gross. I mean, I'm Native American. I'm biased as far as like what America is. Raping, pillaging, genocide, and what it's continued to be by a bunch of club members. Dudes that, like, I solemnly swear to freaking put stuff in my butt and then not tell nobody about it. I mean, that's what these brotherhood clubs, every single one of them, I don't even care if they do it or not. It's proverbial, as far as I'm concerned. Allegiance to a small group that shits on everybody else. And then I see like posts about the Hells Angels, and people are like in the comments are so fucking stupid. They're like, oh yeah, you Hells Angels. I'm like, how many women said no to them collectively? Like if you took all the women and lined them up and got freaking compromised by dudes in freaking, in clubs. You line them up and go to the moon, wrap around the moon, come back to Earth, go back to the moon, go over to Jupiter, up to Venus. It's woo! Even that Terry Crews dude said his wife seems like she's fucking cool. She's fucking solid support. Like, she's a good woman. And she said, you know what happened to you, Terry? It's happened to every woman that you know. And see, what happened to me is I I know about overcompensating. But I just like to play. Like, I just like to do things to see, like, ooh, let's see if I can do this, you know? And, like, when I was 15, I was leg pressing 500 pounds just to see if I could. I just put the pin. I didn't look at how much it weighed. I didn't count it up. I just put the pin all the way at the bottom and then pressed that. And then I looked. And I would do this where the football players were working out, and the football players weren't even doing that shit. But I wasn't going around going, "Ooh, look at me, look at." I just you know, that's how I'm low key competitive, right? But what I learned though is like I try to do the dominance and control, but every time I try to like use my strength, my might is right, the freaking backlash would be fucking so consequential. Instant karmic retribution. And so I've had to learn to see, okay, Marge, when you act like this, these things happen. If then, you know? So I had to learn how to restrain myself. Because it's so easy for me to get caught up in the emotion and the energy. Self-restraint. Discipline. Mom always said, if you don't learn how to control yourself, society, you will find yourself in a position where you will be controlled. There's a prison, I think, in South Dakota, somewhere in those cold northern states. They're all freaking rioting. Give what we want. But dude, you're in fucking prison. Don't worry about phones. Don't just sit there and think about what you did to get there. Even if you didn't do anything wrong to get there, think about what led you to get there. And then think about how you don't want to act like that anymore. So don't worry about phones. Prisoners with phones? Like, really? I mean, life got pretty cush, but it's privatized. So you gotta make the worker, I mean, the people. I did talks like about this in the prison system because my brother works for the Office of Parole. His you know, and when I did the video, there was 192,000 inmates in the California prison system. And then at that time, they allocated $70,000 times 194,000 that the state says we need this much to cover the cost for them to live in a fucking shitty cell, you know, shitty food, you know, to be treated like fucking slaves just to earn revenue so assholes like my brother can make $160,000 a year deciding who gets to come and go, when the way he fucking beat my ass, my brother did, but when he was over 18 and I was 16, he should probably be there, you know. He's got a roommate that's a pedophile. He's in there, live with the guy 10 years. He's like, I went to go see him. And it's like, why would you go see a pedophile? You know, oh, you probably wanted to make sure, if, like, hey, dude, you aren't going to squeal on me, are you, man? You know what I mean? Because bros of a feather suck together. So, and it's not just like he was a jerk to me, like when we were kids. It's that, like, we had made amends to each other and built our relationship, and then he became a total douche again. And I said, please help me find a place to live for me and mom. And he said, get rid of 2 of your dogs, put mom in a home, and go worry about your own life. I'm not going to help you. I said that, I'm like, dude, are you like on TV right now? Because did you just say, I'm going to help you by not helping you? I mean, you want to talk about, and I never knew what narcissism was until, like, I'm still trying to figure it out because I'm not one. So it's hard for me to recognize, oh, they're a narcissist, because I'm not one. And the way I recognize it is people are going around calling everybody they're a narcissist. They're a narcissist. Are you using like the Clement, or are you recognizing what's in their parts about yourself? Because I'm trying to look at the good parts, you know, and I don't think people treat people bad and all this stuff. And boy, have I learned my lessons. So restraint. And I'm trying to practice more and more restraint because I didn't go to that meeting last night. I did make my video for the survey town. They hired, they see, the town hires a group of people to go around and ask the people at the top economic, brackets, the earners, ask them what they want about tourism here. But it's making the cracks of society wider. I have ideas to help remedy this. So I'm trying to interject myself, and they're begging. I have so many open meetings, and then they cancel a lot of them. But they create me, oh, bro, community, please come in, give us your input. Okay, but do I get paid for it? Because do I get paid for my IT experience? I even the councilwoman, I even sent her my resume. I said, because I read your bio, I thought it's only fair that you get to see mine so you know where I'm coming from. I'm not just some bumpkin. So, anyway. Somebody didn't like it. They just don't like me because they don't like me, because they don't like what I say. I mean, I listen to people all the time I don't like. Doesn't take away from the fact that they have good, useful information. And whatever I don't like about them, I guess I should just get over it, and I'm not that important anyway, right? So if somebody doesn't like me, I guess maybe they'll become humble enough one day to get over themselves and just listen to what I have to say and not form any opinion about anything outside, our current experience that we're having. Like, people haven't liked me. I've had dudes fucking be total douches. So I worked with a dude named Paul when I worked at Chevy's Mexican restaurant. And we were totally cool. Like, we were homies. I was friends with his wife. We went down the river in Sacramento one time, drinking beers and stuff. Like, we were buddy. And I'd gone to school with him. He didn't remember, but in, like, Lassen View and then Rother. And, we were... And then later in high school, we became buddies. We'd smoke joints, hang out, do what, And one day I came to work, and his attitude, he was like a total douche to me. And I'm like, what the fuck? And his wife later told me that he had a sex dream about me. And people will fucking do that. They will, meet you in life and then create a whole scenario based and surmise who you are, and go into even imagine what I'm because my imagination is so vast. I have so much Pisces. I'm like, I don't want to know stuff. I'm like, Marge, don't pick up on this person. You know what I mean? Like, don't go into their energy like that. You don't, because most stuff I don't want to know about people, because people are very, kindergarten in grown-up soul sack bodies, walking around acting like they're important, like they know what they're doing, and ain't nobody knows what they're doing on this fucking earth, man. So my train of thought is derailing. So it was a long road to learn how to discipline, and that's physically. My mouth is a work in progress. Because everything is subjective to me. So whatever I say, oftentimes I'm speaking in what I recognize and identify to be truth in matters of facts based on data that I have comprised in my life. While other people that like to control you will say things like, "You're mean." No. I'm not mean. I used to chew tobacco. And when I was in the Air Force, because it's cold. I didn't want to go outside and smoke a cigarette in the smoke pit and stuff like that. So a bunch of dudes did it. So one day I got a can of Berry Skull. I started chewing. I was like, wow, this is cool. And after about the first 10 minutes or so, then I'd just start to swallow it, right? But I'd keep my spitter in my coverall pocket. Right? Is always in my, because those pockets are so deep. I still got those. And so I keep my spitter in there, and then I'd go someplace and I'd have a spitter, and I'm really discreet about it. I'm not, I don't, because to other people, it's gross. And then every now and again, you come across that person that goes, "That's gross." And then I go, actually, what I'm doing is really not that gross. I have tobacco leaves with flavor. I'm putting it in my lip. It's my own personal experience. Now, if I were to take what I have in my mouth and freaking like push you down, hold you down, and spit what I have in your mouth, that's gross. So mine's yours. And people are like, wow, you know, people I love and care about that know, like, I don't like being referred to as crazy, because I recognize crazy people as people that cause harm to themselves intentionally or others to get their rocks off. That's what I think is crazy. And anybody that doesn't do that, they're not crazy. Right? But when people like to dominate and control and do all this weird, like, you know, I got $50 million in my pocket right now, and I'm going to walk through Taos and, oh, look at that homeless person, and they don't have a place to live. Dude, I saw this story that I've been tracking on, this is why I want to do what I want to do, to find a housing community in this place. And just on Zillow, a property came up this morning, because I'm like, dude, you buy the property, give it to me, if it needs renovations. You know, just give me whatever I need to take it, because there's too many of these situations that are coming up on life. And there's this 110 Mabel Dodge Lane that just went on the market for $637,000. This would be like, and it has, and then there's two parcels. It used to be the old Touchstone Inn. There's sold together, so you could have like you could have porta potties for campers, you know, outdoor facilities, indoor facilities, whatnot. It's in a heavily treed lot, and it's 10 bedrooms, I think is what it says. 10 beds, 10 baths. It's like 6,000 square feet. And because there's too many stories, this woman is posting for her 62-year-old mom. This is every day this shit is happening in Taos. I don't know who that is. Where is it? I'm getting all worked up. I didn't talk to Joe, the astrologer. It was his assistant. So, but I did that. They're looking for people to add to, and it's what I thought it was. It's just, I think I'm willing to contribute. I just think that, it's more people trying to recruit people to do what they want to do. And I'm trying to do what I want to do. And yeah, so. Where is it? Taos Rentals? Taos Rental. One bathroom, 1,400. And see, the pets are a problem here, and there's a lot of lonely people here that have a lot of pets, and so a lot of these people are like, no pets. Because they think that, like, the people that, because they're lazy and they don't take care of pets, so they're projecting how they would act in their house. It sucks. And there's scammers everywhere, all over the place. I'm still trying, because I can't remember what group. Oh, here it is. This young woman named Violet posted this. Urgent update. My mom is looking for a reasonable place to rent ASAP. She recently found a place, because what happened is you got all these dudes that freaking own all these houses, but they're freaking drunks. They're in they're boomers. They're in their 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, long generations. They didn't have to work for any of this shit that they got, or maybe they did for a small window back in the past, but too many beers and whiskey and liquor in between. So they're all stuck in their broke brain, wet brain, right? And they have the property, and then they're in a good mood, so they're like rent it out, right? Then they have a bad drunk, throw a fucking tantrum, and then just like, fuck it, everybody get out. That's what they do in Taos. That's what happens in Taos, and that's what happened to this woman. And she had like I did when I had to leave Oregon, 45 days, right? And a little critter in tow. I don't know why Janet Violet just doesn't let her live with her. I mean, I don't know. Maybe her landlord. I don't know what the circumstance. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, so she finds a place, right? So my mom is looking for a reasonable place to rent ASAP. She recently found a place, but not even a week there and not even settled in. The new landlord called her and told her to stop moving in, when she's already done moving everything in, and to live somewhere else because he wants to sell the place instead. It baffles me that he would even put it out there for rent, take her money, let her move all the way in just to turn around. And they just had like a renter's like rights thing Tuesday. I didn't get to go to that either. But at Kit Carson. The thing of it is, and I think they even have like local representation, pro bono lawyers kind of thing. But freaking people, there's a disconnect for the people that need the help and the people that are willing to give it. So if I got to go freaking through knocking on doors and be like, hey, you got everything you need in the community? How would you like to see the community go? I'm going to do it. Instead of freaking stand there with the sign and say, come talk to me and tell me what you think about the community. No, you go to the fucking community, lazy mofo. Maybe when people in this town wouldn't be so damn fluffy, tortilla fluffy. They got out and did freaking walked around, talked to people. Bleh. She is 62 years old and is disabled. This move was really hard on her. She really can't take the lack of stability for, sister, I hear you, for a place to be, so we need somewhere reliable and long-term ASAP as possible. If we could line something up for around the very beginning of April would be perfect. So if you or someone you know has a place they want to rent out for the long-term reliable rent money every month, please reach out. Can't keep having her move around like this. She's always been reliable, steady, pay right on time, every month type, as long as I can remember. She has rented my entire life. There's more renters than owners, because there's owners too. There's so few owners that own all of the good prime property because of their privilege and their advantage, because of who they're related to and who gave them what. Well, nobody I've ever been related to has ever done me favor of even buying me a fucking bed. I've had a... fuck it. Fucking. She has always been reliable, steady, pay right on. Okay, she's okay. Needs to be pets okay, for she has a couple of cats. It's really urgent. I guess her landlord is throwing her in the towel. This is what just happened to her in February. His words are going out of business and is evicting her and all the neighbors as well. She needs to be out before April. Please reach out if you have to know anything. And then, yeah. So I'm going to tag the councilwoman. Whatever her name is. If I can. Or I'll send it to her. That Contessa lady. Her counsel. We messaged each other. See, technology is going to be fucking lame. I'll say, someone tag that council woman Here, shower. I'm in my zone. This is what I do. I can't find her now. So if I go here, God, technology. I think that, oh my God. First of all, I can't say what I think should happen to the man. Nobody on the planet can take away from me imagining the things that should be done to that fucking toilet Texan that sold the red heifers. That guy, there's a special little place in fucking hell for the fucking scumbag that sold the red heifers. You are going to experience sensations of so many tortured souls, all combined in a condensed, like, little bouillon cube of the worst, most imaginable, possible experiences that everyone on the planet can collectively have. You are going to feel that all to yourself for selling your soul. So, people can do what they want, right? Everybody has free will, and they do free will to make all that money to provide security and all the money in the world. You're going to be looking over your shoulder forever because word's going to get out. This is the red heifer seller. They spent, how many people in Taos could be housed with the millions of dollars that they used to frickin' fly them over there to do fucking gross things the day after my birthday? So I'm going to turn 50, and then on the 10th, or is that on the 9th? Is it already the 10th on the 9th because it's over there? I fucking hate time like that. So, hi, Luna. There, I just posted the link. Roommate. I talked about my vision of creating a community space for all the people that Taos doesn't care about, because there's a lot of us. So, and then like the call is there. They have the call, they have the need, people in dire, desperate need for just a place to be. So they could go out and deal with all the fucking hell on earth that people created with their economic systems and their monies and their, buy this or you're not an important person or you got to drive this. So all these people are driven and they can't even support the weight of the debt that they carry. While people like me don't have debt, take care of people with minimal means. Give us the means to take care of more people. Please. The call is there. I'm here to answer it. I just need the community to support me in this. People can use my model in other places. That's a travel center for frickin' people who live in their cars, don't have addresses, You get your Amazon there. Have pet rescue, dogs and cats, gardens, all sorts, just conversations, just whatever we can do to become a better version of ourselves. Automotive services, so if you got a freaking, you're traveling, your freaking axle breaks, you come in out of the cold. It'll be nice and cool in the summer. It'll be, warm Warm in the winter. We don't have to freaking lay on the freaking ground, freaking freezing ass cold in the middle of freaking busting your knuckles, you know, like, damn, I don't have that one wrench. We'll have people have never been like seriously inconvenienced, don't know how to take care of people. They don't know how. People that have always been taken care of do not know how to take care of other people the way that they should. They know how to balance budgets and create rules, regulations, policies, and procedures to make it hard for people. There's so many, more and more people don't have addresses. Yet, what do you need to get a driver's license? What do you need to get a birth certificate? It's like to get a birth certificate, I mean, you got to have, like, to proof of who you are, you got to have bills with your name on it. Like, you got to have all this stuff that so many people don't have. But they better just hurry up and get it. Because what? You sucked up so much in life? Because you work so hard? You know, I think about all the hell I've been through in my life. And I don't think there's not one person that was next to me during that, through the hellish parts. Not even mom. People are going to come to the point in their lives, it's like, what are we really made of? Are we going to care more about ourselves or are we going to care about everybody? I care about everybody. Even if I don't like them. Even if they're fucking snotty and pretentious and don't like getting dirty and that stinks and I want it like this. All the fucking Nelly Olsons in the world. They got their place too. People can change. Whoa, hi PETA. Yeah, my brother's a douche. This is him. This is so funny. We are so nothing alike. This is 1989. Look at him. I am the program. He's a good looking dude, though. I am the program. And look at me. I'm like, this shit is fucking a joke, man. All my pictures are like that. Even my battle dress uniform. I got it right here. There's my I'm still like, you're my inner child. You're not going to break my spirit. Because it's all stupid, man. People don't know what my whole life, people don't know what they're doing or try to tell me what to do. And I'm just like, I know you don't know what you're doing, right? And they're like, oh, shut up. Dominate her. Control her. Say she's crazy. Talk down to her. Don't let anybody hear that, you know, because they might believe her. And people might get that I don't know what I'm doing, you know. What are the red heifers? The red heifers are a storyline that I've been tracking since I was in high school. Because there is a band. There's a band that skaters that plays it at the Plumbers Hall up there in Reading. They were in a band called Team Sacred Cow. Team Sacred Cow. And which took me down the thing of Sacred Cow. Which took me to the whole red heifer story. And it was just, all these things are just stories. And like these weird freaking mega egomaniacal maniacs are actually playing these stories out now. And it's fucking scary. Check it out, PETA. I'll just give you I'll surmise it myself. Real brief. Well, that was redundant. So what it is the planet has been, we're looking for, because they gotta have all red hairs. So pray for white hairs. Everybody, that's it. Pray for white hairs. Pray for like these, they're 3 years old, but maybe that's an old cow, so they're gonna get gray hair. Pray for white hairs. Pray for white hairs on the red heifers. If everybody prays for just get white hair, just a boop, they can't throw them off. They can't throw them off. Pray for white hairs. If everybody just prays for white hairs on the red heifers, they already built the altar. They're going to walk the cows. Live cows are so sweet. And I eat meat. I got a steak over there. Right? I still love cows. It's my own inner conflict, okay? I gotta have protein. It's important. So all cows are sacred, any cow that's born, but I've been the cow in other lives. So I respect them. I love them. And they're going to push these cows into this big fiery pit so that they start the end of the world because they're all fucking whack jobs. And these guys they don't feel like men because in order for men in their mind to feel like a man, you got to be like, I'm a man, and look down and look up, look at my big old wiener, I'm a man. But you got these dudes that have like mentalities of 12-year-old boys. They look down, they can't see their feet. They can't see their man. And it makes them mad. And the only time that and then they look at themselves to see their man, and they let themselves go because their ego ran rampant and went wild. And they didn't learn how to contain themselves, how to discipline themselves. And they just did whatever. And so and so they're so angry and they're so mad. So they take that out on the whole world and cows. So pray for white hairs. And there's a dude in Texas that I guess had 5 of them. Because that's what it's like the golden ticket to these whack jobs. It's like they found the golden ticket. You know, they have their weird freaking rituals. You know? And as far as I'm concerned, when people do shit like that, it ain't no different than the Roman Empire still alive, sitting in coliseums, going, "Ooh, maybe maybe they'll tackle each other so hard we're gonna see somebody not wake up today." Like, people want that shit. People want gross stuff. If they didn't, freaking Pornhub wouldn't exist. MMA wouldn't exist. All this violence and causing harms and butt stuff. I mean, but no, the world is run by perverts. And the rest of us who aren't thinking like perverts are just like going along trying to survive while all this gross shit is happening after dark. And then being lived out right during the daylight. With open, free participants. So we're living in Babylon. I can't spell either, dude. I'm hooked on phonics, man. I got such an addictive personality. I'm hooked on phonics. But it don't matter because I get what you're saying that. You've been in your own townhouse for 30 years. See, that's why I appreciate people that have roots, because it's shit I don't have. That's why I watch TV, so I could get all the family feels and learn all about what it is to be a family unit and community, because I don't get that in real life, so I gotta go to make-believe world. Thank you. My mom is such a pretty lady. Yeah. I used to think I was adopted like her. I said, Mom, am I not your kid like you? This is her when she was young. She had to have been 31, 32. Dude, she was complete. The world hit her. She did not know what to expect. That's why, I don't think people even start growing up until they're like 30. There's people are parrots all the way through their 20s. They're still parroting like how they dress, like they parrot like holidays. They just do what other people do. People don't start like no, I don't like doing that until like they're in their 30s. There's a lot to be said for community living. Yeah, it ain't safe out. There's too much spooky shit. See, and I've seen this spooky shit my whole life. Like, the otherworldly, the unearthly stuff, it's always been dimensional to me. I'm like, what are they talking about? Aliens are all around. People see in frequency, and if you've been in the frequency to which they reside in, unfortunately, to get in the same frequency as a lot of these high frequency beings, the ticket is fucking trauma and dissociation. You got to dissociate to ride. I mean, to go in and out, to go into the ethers, into the no place space is what I call it. That's where every piece of data, information, every idea, every thought, every universe, every thought of every universe, every molecule, everything that has ever existed and ever comprehended forever and all time. I forgot the rest. That is what is in the no place space. People don't go in them because what do you got to do? You got to do things. You got to freaking go through trauma. You got to go through terror. You got to be scared to death and then come back. You got to, watch freaking people you love go through. I mean, you got to see ugly, otherworldly shit because human beings aren't supposed to act this way and yet they do. And just resolving that is just creates cognitive dissonance. There's so many things on this planet that are not human, but they show up in human form. And they've omitted they got rid of their soul. Your soul is what keeps you from doing gross shit. But if you get rid of it, then you can just do all the gross shit you want. And small men in big bodies like children because it makes them feel bigger and powerful, and it's fucking, but these are the biggest fucking whimperers, man. They're the biggest fucking cowards, dude. The bullies are the biggest Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing. But if you look back, PETA, you're going to see there have been instances in there that you knew. You just went against what you knew to go along and get along. You still knew. Like, I knew what I knew what I always knew it was because every place I ever worked at that was like, put itself as to be the greatest, like this really huge thing. I worked for the third largest company on the planet was my last, is the last thing on my resume. G4S Secure Technology. At the time, I don't know where it sits now. That was that was a lifetime ago. It was the third largest. It had over 300,000 employees all over the world. But then when you think of 300,000 people and all over the world, it's not really that much. Like a town of 3,000 people, there's I think Utah only has twice that as far as population of people in its entire, there's states that you know what I mean? Like in some places it's a lot, but others it's not. And I worked in the IT and it's like you had people that freaking trash computers. They just sat there at a desk all day and then didn't give a shit about the computers. Like, when you see all the resources that are wasted, that shame on fucking society for allowing the cracks of society to get as wide. But I had to, I was programmed too. But still, there's always the part of me that's like, I'm just going along with the program knowing that it's complete horse shit. It's a pony show. Military is a pony show. It's been a problem forever. Like, everyone's talking about World War III's of the spiritual variety. Thank goodness it ain't no combat situation because this country ain't ready to let itself go. It started letting itself go when I got out. Thank goodness I learned about, the extra importance as you get older. It's important to be fit and take care of yourself when you're young. As a foundation, it's even more to maintain that structure. Because if you don't use it, you lose it. And if your brain, you don't use it, you lose it. Your freaking heart, you don't use it, you lose it. Your body, I move around all the time because I am constantly hurting. I am forever hurting. The only time I don't hurt is there's this one position I can lay in bed and I feel no pain. Unfortunately, I don't get to stay in that position for more than a couple minutes. So, yeah. Anyway. So, might ain't right, man. I had to learn the hard way. And what I found is, the older I get, is my restraint is Marge, don't say it. And processing and really looking at it and be like, is this, is it helpful? Or is it just you being a jerk, like being some kind of pissing contest, like what you adamantly speak out against? Like, are you being a hypocrite, Marge? I mean, So it is oh, it's so hard. So whatever oh, it's so hard. See, because I come from a generation that's what we did. Like, we would just talk shit to each other. And then sometimes my brother, we'd get so mad at each other, we'd start playing, like, Sorry, that game, Sorry, or Aggravation. Like, it got to the point, like, they took it away from us, so we couldn't play it. You motherfucker, you did that. Because that's what I mean, you see how people are back then, you know? And then they grow up and either they like stop acting with the aggressive way or they hide their aggression. I'm a very like aggressive, I think I'm a high intense person, and people construe that aggression. And like, I'm going to lose control because I guess if they acted like me in their mind, I'm going to lose control. A family of 11. My grandma, my dad's grandma I think was from a family of 11 on Edith. She came to California, and on their way out, they had one of those those cars, those big old mobster cars, and they got in an accident, and the car landed on her sister's arm, and so she had a nubbin. 22? Okay, PETA, do you really think your mom was in the mood 22 times? That is like a harsh reality. I heard that one the other day and I was like, fuck. You know, it's just another layer on the, like, you know, all these because I lived in Omaha. There's freaking people 8, 9, 10, you know, and I'm like, and then like the other day is like, it's marital rape. Fucking shit, dude. Like, the world is based on fucking Roman Catholics, dad dominating. No, I don't fucking care if you're not in the mood. I am. And I'm the man. But you know how many of those dudes were all about the bathhouses? You know, they're over here, they're all, but over here, they're all, oh, put it in my butt. Yeah, but there's only a small period, like, I think I was never good in health class because it was like this book said this thing and then there was no continuity. So I was just like, I knew fucking whoever wrote the book decides on people's reality. And my brother is really close to my dad's cousin, Janet. And, yeah, because there's all these J words. Anyway, and she was a publisher or an editor for, textbooks in California for the show. I should go back and look at the company because that's how they program kids, you know. And I remember doing stuff like, you know, because I was bored and we lived near the school, so during the summer I would go up and that's when the teachers would be getting their textbooks and stuff like that, and I'd be like, let me help, you know. And then you could see, because like attracts like, and I'd always look in the book to see who had the book, you know, the years before. And it's like, for some reason, and then they were kind of like, and you could kind of see how all those people were kind of alike in that book, Travel Between Likes Attracts Like. Yeah, I got a beautiful mind. My sister said, here's the pill. You only had 2 boys. I never wanted. I always felt like, I guess, like I kind of had, like, you know, maybe because of the Louise Hamilton or Hooten or that UFO lady, you know. Because I would imagine the reality that existed, that mom had all these babies because when I was born they cut her uterus in half and it was full of eggs, so they took it, you know, and now I got all these, you know, half siblings out there that who knows their half with what, because freaking crazy mad scientists do weird shit in caves in the middle of the earth where no one looks because they can, you know. And I get the whole, you know, demon frequency. I try not to go there. I have been grabbed by a demon. That was a freaking that was near the end of my drinking. I was still drinking, and it was in the base, or in the base housing. I lived in the dorm that was the old cop dorm, but they got drunk and freaking burned it down, so they renovated it and gave it to the maintenance squadron. And I was all the way at the end, and I was drinking. And I got a DUI and stuff, and I just wasn't getting it. And I was in the no place space of halfway between consciousness and unconsciousness, in a drunken from passing out and whatever. And I was coming in and out, and I freaking felt a grab on my arm, and I broke free from it. And I know my doors are locked, the bay door, because I had to share a bathroom with the girl that I worked with. And so I know that the doors were locked. And then I woke up the next morning, and like my arm, I recalled the dream, and I looked down, and there was a black mark with prints. And it's just like, okay, I get it. I ain't messing with the demon, And it was shortly after that. And that's the thing, is like, I like what I learned from spending time in the no place space. The thing is that when you open yourself to all of the goodness of it, you gotta be careful of the dark that is attracted to goodness to make it dark like it. It's trying to make you dark like it. Evil's trying to make you like it. It wants to take the goodness. I am so happy to see Amanda Bynes doing shit again. See, she's Aries. I think she's going through her Saturn return. Or maybe is at early 30s. She's going to be 37. April 6th. And she was born in Thousand Oaks. And I went to a baby shower in Thousand Oaks. Mom's best friend, Mary. Back in when I was 10, 11, 12. And she's doing cameos. There's a website that you can go to and pay her to say, hey, so-and-so, I hear it's your birthday. Hope you have a good one. But she's she's engaging. I'm inspired to engage my Aries, and it's I always knew she's going to be all right, I always knew she was gonna be all right. But she did this one. She did this own video recently that she's walking up, and then she was gonna do a peace sign, and then she trips, and at the last end she's like, oh wait, I tripped. Let's do it again. Yeah. What about paranormal ghost shows, try and summons demon? See, it's just people play too much. It always goes back to people think, oh, it's fun in games. People are going to watch. It's just, but they're going to get shit. I mean, do you ever watch that dude that's on the, Jesse's a boater, what's his name? I'm blanking. I'm pretty sure he's on the spectrum too. But he's he's another soft hands. If people are gaining so much abundance for just talking and shit, and you're not helping people on the street, then you're a fucking hypocrite. That's all I gotta say about it. If you don't have but you got the money, give it to the fucking people that fucking know how to do shit. It's good karma. It is. But look at all these that's why you got all these generals and lieutenant colonels, and somebody did a video about it. It's not just me, it's other people that are seeing this. Maybe they'll listen to them about I was listening to a woman talk. She's an RN or a CNA, one of those nursing people that take care of people, and she's you got the no talkers or whatever generation. See, because there's so much predominance significance on generations, and I just think it's silly. I'll just go in terms of reference. And so, go along in terms of reference. And so, she's talking about how the dudes are, that are boomers are freaking indignant and just complete a-holes. And they throw tantrums because people end up how they start out in life. So if you're a spoiled little bitch brat and given everything at the beginning of the life, if you do not learn how to discipline yourself, then you're just going to be that doesn't get paid enough, that is going to have to tolerate at the end of your life. And that's just not fair, because people don't, just learn how to be a decent person. But they're yes men. They've always been told yes. And now they're at a point where they got to follow the rules, and they never in their life have, and so now they see what goes around comes around. It is so important to treat everybody cool. Everybody. Even if they can't do nothing for you. How many houses around the world with the power? I know, it's fucking stupid. And they're all owned by the city. When I went and met the fucking county, or the senator last week, whenever it was, he was talking about, oh yeah, the hospital's almost capacity of freaking, of staff. Because they can't, because staffing is hard. But for some reason, people want to come to Taos. If you just open up the opportunities and places that people want to come here from, you'll get there. Let me help research the people that you want to invite to come be a part of the community and teach the staff on how to, and then let them go on to someplace else, like traveling doctors. Because everything's a la carte society. People don't like staying for long term. I want to find a place with roots, but other people just want to be someplace for 3 years. That's about what the attention span is. For the free spirit, without no discipline. But, I mean, he was talking about how, They have designated housing just for people. There's designated housing. How do I become designated? That's the thing. And it's just so frustrating. We're all Indians. That's the thing. Everybody on the planet is a fucking Indian. Except for the freaking the plastics, the people without souls. Even Indians become plastics. That's the thing. I live in Taos. There are Indians everywhere. They have lost their connection to source, to spirit, to the creator. They don't fucking care about that. They want that fucking check from the casino. They want to fucking drink their spirits. They don't want to connect to spirits because they want to run and designate their life, which is not the spirit way. And do the weird shit that comes with the spirits because they get the demons. Like at one point, wasn't all the mass on Earth like one piece and then it broke off? So we all come from the same place, the same people, and people just mishmashed. Created this bloodline with that bloodline, their power, and everybody else is like, dude, please, sir, can I have some more? While these other people are playing their freaking, planetary chess. That's what 5D astrology, they manipulate people. They know, like, okay, people can really be sad during this time. So if we make something happen that's really sad, when people have the potential to already be sad, that'll bring so much more, that'll make it more sad. And so that draw into the earth, and then they summons their demons and having their rituals, and then it just, and there's this other, I don't even know if it's the human race. The haves and have-nots, the have souls and have no souls. But I look at the human race as like a disco ball, and each one of us, we just get to determine what we're going to reflect back, what we're going to mirror back, and I got to be careful too. Like, am I going to meet ugly with ugly? But I'm a spiritual being, and I'm still having my human experience. So it's 10/10, March 28th, Thursday. Let's see if I can stick that in my head all day. I don't even think I have to go to town today. I'm avoiding town. It's not fun. Every day, ever since I was a girl, I wake up, especially in spring. Woo! It's going to be a great day. I'm going to make some friends. And now I'm just like, nah, nobody wants to be my friend. What do I care? So, anyway. It's a pretty day. They've been spraying since, I don't know. They spray all night. They don't ever stop. Sometimes they stop for short periods of time. Shall we see what's going on in the world? What's on the reels? It's good hanging out with you, Peta. Peta. Is it Peta or I know, it's so funny. It's just like people are like, "Why does she act the way she acts when they see me and stuff?" And I'm just like, "Dude, I have all these ancestors. Mom's Native American and Spanish, so you have that story. Both of those storylines that clash, that make her. So she has all these, generations of conflict within her of dominance and relent, control, freedom, back and forth, which she took out was obvious when she raised me." And then, my dad's side, he's like half Scottish and shit. So he's got that Scottish, the Freemason, right? And so I have all this, I have it within me. And so I have all these ancestors, that have chosen behind me to either live from their ego with their, devil on their shoulder, or their spirit with their angel and listening to them and where it's guided and directed them. So I'm surmising all this data from all this time for all time, even for choices ancestors I have in the future that I have not even met. One day I will, because once I die and reincarnate, we'll meet again. So because there's a lot of change that needs to happen, and I have a very short time that I think. We all have a very, very short time on this planet. In terms of all eternity. I used to do this weird thing. I was overly sexualized as a baby, and I would imagine things, I wouldn't act out on them. I was too chicken. I was too bashful. And plus, I was a girl that liked girls from the very young age. And I mean, even for girls that like girls, that didn't even happen until way later. So I would have my imagination. I mean, freaking all the Pisces in my brain. I mean, my imagination is like, whoa. I got Venus, Jupiter, and Uranus. It's fucking mean, dude. So I spent a lot of time in my head, and I'd see a pretty girl, and we'd have a whole life together in 8 seconds. And so, but I knew about eternity from a real young age. And yeah, my ancestors are Vikings too. We're all the same. Up for the same. So crazy. What was I saying? Oh, so I would pretend like I was an actor in my mind. I would imagine being an actor and going in the headspace of them and all the attention that they like I would do it with Kirk Cameron. Like I'd want to be Kirk Cameron because of all of the positive attention that he got from girls. Girls loved him. And I wanted girls to like me because I like girls. And so, and I would come up with, and I would have my little OCD chant or whatever, I'm finding out the terminology for behaviors I did. They have words for them now, but I haven't. A lot of my behaviors that I did when I was younger that I've grown out with since, I don't know the terminology because I ain't read the books. I've been too busy living it, see. While other people are reading about fucking case studies like me, there's case studies like me that are living this shit. Doing the best we can with all of our, natural impulses and desires. Because there's oftentimes, man, I can't tell you how many times I go out in public and in my mind I'm imagining freaking punching people in the throat with my elbow, but you don't hurt people. And it is really important. It's important you don't think about it either. Sometimes I can't help myself because I'll do it like in cartoons. Like I'll go into freaking in my imagination. I'll make them make something of them, animate them, some of them like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then or I'll imagine like a cartoon anvil drops on their head or something that I'm just like to break this suck. But I would because I knew about eternity. I'd be like, I want to be Kirk Cameron for 10,000 years. and I want to drive this car and live in this place. And I'd go through these manifestations, and I do it with, like, you know, and then later you find out who they really are, and then you don't want any of that, you know, and then you grow up. Your imagination should focus more on real stuff. You know, you should, I get why you live in your head when you're young, but as you get old, it should become a balance of living within your head and outside of your head, you know. Who's he? Which who? See, because there's a delay. So I don't know how far the delay is. So if you had on your clock on YouTube, let me see if it says it here. It doesn't have a timer on YouTube of how long I've been live, but on the OBS software, it does. So hold on. I wonder if I look at my YouTube channel. If I look at my YouTube channel, Tegan and Sarah, they're a sweet little band. I saw them in Omaha. See, I've done a lot of the rituals. I come from the world. I'm just talking that, like, there's more benefit of living from spirit than there is of living from ego. I live freaking 13 years heavily integrated, you know, in ego. And even at one point after Shannon moved in, my ex in Omaha, I was, sure, Ma, let's find you a home to go live in. You don't need to live with me anymore. Boy, have I come a 180 from that. So view channel, my life, strength and restraint. So I've been on for 1 hour ago. That's all it says. My phone on printing part can't. That's okay. All right, that's okay. And see, when I sound like I'm a freaking, like, dummy, like I'm like I sound like I'm a 12-year-old or a kid. There's not much of a delay. I just checked. But because I'm an electronic slider, that technology, I can't get upset and use my ATM card. Like, I got to keep calm, or they get errors on their on their system. People like me disrupt technology. So I don't know why people are worried about, like, stuff that's run by electricity, cuz I have a good example, actually. Everybody's excited. Well, I think we're on the other side of the excitement of electronic, of EVs. Oh, here's an example. I turned on, I had to put new batteries in this thing. In my moon light, it's battery operated plug, right? But batteries are only contained by cardboard. So if there's moisture in the air and the cardboard airs, you know, this is what happens. Okay? That's poison. That's toxic. And think about all the people all over, around everywhere. When this happens, it goes in the garbage. So all the batteries anyone has ever done this, you know, there's proper storage, but people don't know what proper storage is. It just always goes in the garbage, and then it all collects in the landfill, and then all of this stuff freaking seeps in the ground, and then when it rains, the water goes in the water table, and then it's drawn down into the stream, and then the stream is, we drink out of that water, the fish, you know, and it makes people sick. And then people want these ginormous EV cars with these $23,000 VAT. They think this is bad. What do they think those when they just put them out in a field? There's no proper storage, you know, they don't have policies or procedures on, like, okay, you can build them up like this, but they have to be able to degrade in a non-toxic way. There's no, you know, it's just, no, get your use out of it, get your money, you know, the next generation can deal with the consequence. And now I feel bad for all the generations behind me, because there's so many lazy fucking people that just only think about themselves and don't think about you guys back there. And I'm thinking about you guys back there. Every time people say, Marge, you're so mean. Why are you telling people to go out and go for walks? They're sensitive. Well, desensitized, I guess. I don't know. But so what do people think those car batteries are going to do when they start bleeding into the water tables and shit like that? When this stuff, like me or not, I offer food for thought. I'm gonna go check on Mom quick. Taos has a recycle center. It's just closed. You good, Mom? I'm sorry. You okay? You getting hungry? Want to stay in bed for a while longer? Okay. Yeah. I love you. How dare my brother say? You know what? That jerk. He's such a jerk. It's not even that he was a jerk to me when I was a kid. It's that he's consistently like been a fucking douche. Like never stopped the behavior. I changed my behavior towards him. He didn't. He consistently has been a freaking narcissistic a-hole. When we were moving from Oregon, like, I'm freaking, like, stressed. I'm like, and we're like, and he drives up from Sacramento, stays the night in Redding with a buddy, nice leisurely drive. Like, he ain't tripping. He ain't nothing for him, you know? I'm having to fucking move to Arizona because he wouldn't help me fucking find a place to live closer to him. So I'm like, why? And he's like, how much longer do you think she's going to live? That's what he said to me, Jerry Hessick. California bar number, blah, 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 blah. It's online. People have been looking him up, too. I looked him up, and it said, like, and I didn't look him up yesterday or the day before. Like I look him up every now and again, but it says, like, how many, and somebody looked him up. He can't run from who he is. Because he's still that same person. See, that's the thing, is people are so worried, oh my God, people are going to find out what I did in my past. Are you still acting that way? No, I learned my lesson. Well, then what are you worried about? Just tell people, hey, I did this because I used to be a douche. Show people that you used to be able to act a kind of way, but you don't got to act that way anymore, that you can drop away those behaviors that don't serve you anymore. That's where the free will is. The choice to be, live for be a selfish a-hole or have some generosity in your heart. There ain't no big old huge secret to the freaking universe. Just don't be a douche. And I'm talking to me, too. Yeah, see, and there's going to be hell to pay for your brothers, too. Like, just like my brother, there's going to be hell to pay. I'm an ally. I'm an asset. Yet people that are liabilities see me as a liability, because like attracts like. I am brave. So brave people will find themselves drawn to me. I am not a coward. Cowards do not like me. I am not a bully, although, if provoked, I will bully a bully. I am a teacher. I am a student. I'm Heyoka. We all are. I'm a reflection of you. You're a reflection of me. I come in peace. How I leave is up to them. There's a lot of times I'm like, dude, Marge, why'd you say that? That is fucking dicky, But there's plenty of times people think that I should feel like a dick, but I don't. I got to be careful with justifiable anger because people like me can't afford justifiable anger. Anger at anything, man. Anger is cancer. Being mad makes you sit in your shit, and shit is where the cancer derives. So don't be mad, or be mad, but go do something. I tell people that a lot. I said, when I get mad, I got my little dumbbell. I go lift that. By the time I do that so many times, I don't know what I'm mad about no more. And I'm better off, because I didn't just sit there being mad. Being mad freaking puts stress on your organs. Being mad makes you ugly. I get mad, I got it. Okay, Marge, where's your gratitude? Because you can never be angry and grateful. I can't be angry and grateful at the same time. I can't. I can be frustrated, People misconstrued my frustration with anger all the time. They say, "You're angry." No, I'm not. I'm frustrated. People always try to tell me what I am. Why don't you figure out what you are? I got a pretty good handle on what I am. Because when people figure out who they are, they're less inclined to harm others. When they're bouncing around this planet going, I don't know who I am. I'm just trying this on and trying on that lifestyle and acting like this and acting like that without any kind of continuity. You know how you get continuity? You got to get quiet. Do less, listen more. Meditate. Do something that puts you. A lot of people, a lot of different people can do different things to meditate. Put themselves in that no place space. Art, painting. I like to paint. Some people dance, listen to music. Some people clean. Some people garden. Some people do all of it. It just starts with 300 seconds, just with 5 minutes. Lay down, put on some good jams. This is a good album. Just lay down, listen to this throughout, I think it's only 4 minutes long. It looks at 333. Lay down and just let your mind go and try there's different people have different analogies. Like, imagine thoughts as clouds that go, and just watch them go by. Some people use a train, like a thought is a train car. Don't get on the train. Just let the train go by, And before you know it, you're not thinking about anything. And then you're feeling your body and you're getting in tuned with your body. And you start feeling, oh, that kind of hurts. And, oh, yeah, I remember when, in one place. And before you know it, you're not in your body. And stuff gets good. So people just try it. Just try it. Screw around, try it. I got a whole playlist, so if you want a recommendation, I can recommend. I got a whole playlist. In my, where people. Lillian Eden is coming back. She's putting out content. Like there's a lot of people that do guided meditation, stuff like that. So, anyway. I'm getting stiff. I gotta go do something else. This is the longest top I ever done, that's for sure. Thanks for hanging out with me, PETA, down in Australia. So it's late for you, so you're going to bed now. You Go for Truth coming out this year. Well, they say that this year is a repeat of 2020, and I got a whole bunch of videos back there in 2019 about how 2020 is going to be the year of clear vision, like 2020, like clear sight. That was my play on words. And they're saying 2024 is like a repeat of that, but it's like wake up. It's like stuff happens and then it's like society, wake up, and all these people are like, no, I don't want to, and things happen. It's like, you can't ignore, wake up, and then it's like, no, but it's like how I used to lie to myself when I knew what was going on. I just would go along with it to go along to get along kind of thing, but I still, the narrative in my head did not support, God forgive me or whatever, all the prayers I said. It's stuff like that. Friday morning. Okay, so it's Friday morning for you. Okay. 12:29. See, time is so freaking weird because to me it's like all the same time, but people are experiencing the same time in different ways. See? It's so, okay, we're coming on. So I was in, what anniversary is this for 20 years? It's 20-year anniversary for Operation Iraqi bullshit. Like, I was on the island of Crete 20 years ago right now. And all the Marines were shortly going to come back from their decimation and watching those guys crumble. That's why, like, when people are like, Semper Fi, man, we're the fucking killing machine, all this fucking bro shit, I'm like, dude, I see what happens after you guys go to war and come back. And if that's like the toughest of the tough, this fucking country's fucked because they're all like pissing themselves and crying and, do what people should do when they fucking kill people for no apparent reason. It's karma. You don't kill people for some bro club because you can. And so they quickly saw, oh God, there's no threat. We're the threat, but we got our orders and we got to do this. And then they did weird, gross shit that men do during times of war, and it's all gross. It's disgusting. There's nothing positive to come out of freaking the industrial military complex. And I've been telling people for years and years, don't let your kids enlist. Don't let your kids enlist. All the while, my feed is full of people that are so proud of little boy. They're little precious that I've seen grown up in their feed. They're, watch from their time. They're so precious and so sweet. They're not going to be like that anymore once they get the taste of blood. But you'll have all these memories. But because he's not, and that's what the expectation is people want, the military to go over there and kill people and make money to do it, and then come back here, and it's a sin, and then come back here and have a parade for it, and it's there's a definite creates cognitive dissonance for us, the soldier, because there's no reason to ever kill people. If dude, they're really letting it's a free for all to come over the border in the South. We haven't defended this land since. That's the only land we should be defending and caring about if there's any land to defend and give a shit about. But they don't do that. It's like those doors open, bad, but bomb kill them good. I mean, it just like it's because we're the world's run by a bunch of cokehead drunks that they're killed all their brain cells their whole life. And the only reasons why they're in charge is because of freaking manipulation and cheating and lying and stealing and blackmail. And now everybody gets to live in Babylon until people either start, I don't know. I'm just trying to deal with how I'm going to handle my integrity in this day if I go out in the world. So... And anybody so that's why it's like people try to paint me as, oh, she's so mean, she's so violent. I'm like, look at what my fucking platform is. You don't do weird shit to kids. So be against me. Be against what I gotta say. You don't do weird shit to animals. You take care of people that can't take care of themselves. I'm a total fucking monster. Alright? I'm soldiering on. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for spending your time with me. I maybe one day if you ever visit Taos, I'd be glad to show you around. You can have some of my cookies. I think you'd like my cookies. Everybody loves my cookies, man. They fucking love my cookies. I love my cookies. Cookies just give you a good night. You feel good, you giggle, you laugh, you watch some, whatever. Go to sleep, wake up. You don't beat your freaking spouse. You don't freaking kick the dog. You don't, all those things you don't do, So... That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day.